I had got my license by this time, the second time I went to get my license. I forgot to tell you that when I was in the Croft, Barbara Colburn, she offered me a place to stay. My dad rang me up and he said, hey, Barb's got a place there to stay in Leader. Hey, so I rang Barb's up. I tuned, yeah, hey, what kind, man? How's it? That'll be nice, man. Let me think about it. Because I was looking at the bus routes that go to Barbara's house and this and that and everything to see if it would work out well for me. And I thought, shot, Barbara's somebody I know. And I can stay at her pause, you know. So because the system knows what I'm thinking, they all done this on purpose. Barbara ended up making up some excuse that I couldn't fucking stay at her house. Because the system wanted to see me, because the system thinks I'm a pervert, right? They wanted to see if I had any perverted notions about living with Barbara. That's number one. Number two is that Barbara used to rent a house from my dad many, over 20-something years ago, and my dad wasn't too happy with the way they looked after his house. So she might have heard me talking about that, because people have been exploiting me and listening to me. So maybe she was just being a bit of an asshole to me because of that. But anyway, she didn't give me the room at her house. I'm not sure. You ask her why. Maybe they can give you the answers. Because they made up an excuse for me. That was while I was staying at the Croft and I needed a place to stay. And that would have been good because I was going to get my hip operation and I could have stayed there at Barbara's house. But she flogged me off. She dissed me. She didn't give me the room to stay there. And that would have worked out perfectly with getting my hip operation and staying there. But for some reason, unknown reason, she didn't let it work out. So again, I got blown off by my family there. So I ask her what the reasons is. Maybe she can tell you. And I've also got my license by this time now. Now I'm driving around in my mother's car. People in my mother's car are talking to me through the stereo. They fucking bullying me. Now, wherever I drive, I'm just talking in the car. Fucking mad. I'm trying to sing a song. People are fucking singing the song with me. Hey, they pissing me off, except. It's like they looking at me in the car somewhere and they singing the songs that I'm singing. And every time I'm trying to enjoy myself, they fucking talking shit to me. Say, what? Fucking that. Screaming at me. Say, hey, fucking making me mad. Making me mad. Say, making me angry. That's all they've been doing to me. Say. Yeah. Heavies, etc. I'm wondering why are people fucking bullying me like this. And my mother and them know. They know who it is. I don't. I'm guessing it's the Salvation Army and the police. And all the doctors, all using me as a bloody experiment. Because I've got an autoimmune disorder. It's an ultra-rare autoimmune disorder called pemphigus vulgaris. That affects your immune system and it comes out in your skin. And all this itchy nose and crap and all this shit, yeah. Dermatologists work with your epidermis and your skin. So it's also the health system. That's why I mentioned the health system. They use me as a bloody experiment. Anyway. No. He's gone over east to work on his house now. Hey. This time, yeah, Byron's got his ballsy, except. And you know what the funny thing was? I realized this year. When I used to go to Byron's house and look at his foundation of him building his house, him and Noel used to, they walk around talking. And Byron's doing the same thing, him and Noel. They cutting me out of the conversation. They dissing me. But I didn't realize that they showing me up. Because Byron's like, hey, yeah, this is my house, and he's talking to Noel. And they cutting me out of the conversation. They were all bullying me and showing me up, and I don't know why. Noel went over east to build his house. They all gone out of my life with their new houses and cars and kids and love and joy. And they left me to the fucking unemployed broke ass on the dole, and I don't know what I've done to them. They all fucked me over. I left me to the dogs, the junkies and the druggies around here, They put me on the same street as the druggies. The druggies next door there. My family dissed me and dropped me off with the junkies. They were showing me up, building their houses, etc. And the system had taken my jobs and everything away from me. People made me look like I was dependent on my mother, like I'm borrowing money from my brother or my dad. But they knew that the system was taking my jobs and my money, which is my power, because of Hayley Miles and all that. And my ex-wife saying I'm a fucking rapist. They knew that the system's taking my money, right? And my jobs, and I wasn't getting my jobs. My one job with CBI would have got me $370,000 cash and my $500,000 investment house. I would have been set. That's 3 years ago. They knew that the system's taken my jobs because I hadn't handled my business with Hayley Miles, which is my personal business. But because she's involved in the mental health system, they got power to fucking treat me with impunity through every work company and everywhere I go. So my family were looking like the saints, like they looking after me. But they were actually oppressing me. And then they made me look like I'm a druggie. Then they made me look like I'm depending on them for money and a place to stay. But they knew that the system was taking my jobs and my money and my independence. I should be sitting in my big house with my nice cars just like them. They all fucking dogged me and left me broke, unemployed, around druggies, bro. What did I do to them? What did I do to anybody? I haven't done anything to no one. So Noel went over east to build his house. My brother had built his house in Lansdale. They were showing me up, except. Fuck knows why. They all knew about the drug dealers and me and what I'm doing. I didn't even know that they knew what I'm doing. They were all oppressing me and bullying me. And I didn't know. If I knew that, I would have fucking tuned them. Hey, what kind with you, man? They knew that I'm not getting jobs. My brother didn't even get me a job. He works for FMG 2IC. You know how many subcontracting companies work there? Minprovise, Linkforce, fucking Techforce, fucking all these companies. That whole time he didn't even organize me a job. Larry Chillum fucking kept me out of Graph. Fucking Transfield, fucking Alex, yeah? All these companies, WAS, high-vis personnel. They were all orchestrated to cut me out of my career, eh? And my family looked like the saints, like they're looking after me. They let people take away my jobs and my power and my independence and my future investments and my kids' investments. And then they want to show me and bully me. They want to show me up. What the fuck, eh? Yo, what? How does that work? What did I do? I want to know, what did I do? I want to know, what did I do to deserve this? Because people tell me I deserve it. I haven't done anything to no one. I want to know why people think I deserve this. Because I definitely know I don't deserve it. I deserve a lot more than I have now. I should have more than you and you. I'm a single guy with a great career. And you'll all help me fail. You'll all help my demise. And then they dissed me. They pissed off and left me to nobody. I don't have no family and friends. They dropped me off with the mental health system bullying me psychologically every day. Trying to get me dependent on drugs. Because that's what they exploited me as. Anyway. So Noel went over east building his fucking house. Mum starts picking on me for no reason at all, and she's losing it at me for unknown reasons. And now I realize she was just picking on me. She was making me feel like an arsehole on purpose because people were watching. So she was just picking on me. She was even sitting there one night eating like this, just to make fun of me. Because people are looking through the TV, obviously, and now she's bullying me. Fuck me, I couldn't believe it. My Uber reply came back, and they set out about 10 reasons why I couldn't get the job, bro. I've got it here, I should have showed you. I've got it here as proof. They wrote down the charges from my track record in the court system. They wrote down I've been caught driving without a license, drink driving, driving under suspension, this and that. They wrote down about 10 or 12 reasons why they wouldn't give me a job. How is Uber allowed to look at my record and tell me all those charges that I've got? Are they allowed to do that? Because if they get up my track record, I'm sure they just get a list of charges that I've been charged with, and then they either say yes or no. Why? They were bullying me. Why did they write down 12 reasons why they can't give me a job? Those 12 reasons they wrote down on my record from my personal fucking court cases. I don't think they're allowed to do that. I'll have to look into it. Are they allowed to do that? That's just bullying me. They wrote down my history and gave it back to me. And they said they can't give me a job because I've been driving without a license. But I've got my license. I've got a clean record. I've just got my license a year before. I've got a clean, the same year. I've got a clean record. Perfect for Uber. My past record doesn't matter. I didn't have a license then. So tell me this. I've got a brand new fucking license, a clean record. How come Rob, the drug dealer, has got a fucking Uber job and an Uber license to to transport the public around when he's a drug dealer feeding society fucking depression, anxiety and drugs and problems and robberies and crime? How come he gets an Uber license to drive people around and traffic his drugs? But I can't get a license because I've driven before without a license, and I've driven under suspension, and I've driven while drunk. You see how I feel here and why? You see what's going on here? This is not fair, right? Why is that the case? Why is Mr. Drug Dealer prevailing in life and I'm not? Why have you got a license to traffic your drugs and drive the public around, and you've got an excuse to not get caught dealing drugs? It's like Uber gave you a job to drive around and sell drugs. But they won't give me a job because I've had a drink driving charge and driving without a license and driving under suspension. I don't think that's fair. Uber, I don't think that's fair, Uber. So what you're saying to me is Uber would rather employ drug dealers and drug traffickers rather than someone who's driven with under suspension and made a couple of mistakes in their life. They'd rather have drug dealers working for them and drug traffickers. Yeah, great one, Uber. I'd like to look into this a little further because that's not fair. You just gave an international drug trafficker and drug dealer a license to drive and traffic drugs. And the whole system knows, the police know he's a drug dealer. My whole family knows, all my friends know, all the drug dealers know him as a drug dealer. Everybody knows, the Salvation Army knows. They've been letting him sell me drugs and get away with it. And they've been looking after the drug dealers. So how does that work? So I'm thinking to myself, how the fuck is he progressing in his life? It cost me $200. I'm unemployed now. You're part of the reason I'm unemployed, Rob Garden. You've been feeding me drugs. I'm unemployed, broken on the dole. I paid $200 to get an Uber application, another $35 for a police clearance that I can't afford. And they said they gave me 10 reasons why. They gave me 10 reasons from fucking 10 years ago. Old charges. I tried to get my record wiped because I thought you could do it within the last 7 years, and it's still stood on the police records. They gave me problems getting my record wiped. I want to see if that's legal. They've been bullying me. The police included. I was sitting there in Cannington police station with Rob, the drug dealer, and he's sitting there like the fucking Mangenga, like the big boss. And I'm thinking to myself, he's just fucking sitting in here, he's been selling drugs for the last 4 fucking years, and he's sitting here like a king. And I'm walking in here like the little guy, fucking worried, trying to get an Uber job. But this drug dealer's sitting there like a fucking kingpin. So I'm thinking to myself, well, I should get a job, no worries. I'll be driving for Uber and fucking living large just like him. No, that wasn't the case. Why? I want to know why. I want to know why. It's bloody nonsense. People are all walking around in my way, following me around. People are stalking me, following me around, exactly. Let me turn on the light. People are all walking, following me around, walking in my way. I've got a walking stick now. People are fucking bullying me even more with my sore hip now after the operation. I've got a hip. I don't even know if I've got a new hip in me. I need to find out from the doctors. Or somebody needs to help me find out. And my hip was taken away from me because of the system. Not because of a disease or anything I had. The system took it away from me because they thought I'm a robber, armed robber, a rapist, a pervert, and a pedophile. Ask them. This has all happened behind my back. Can you believe it? Because they think I hide down in bushes and I jump fences and look into people's houses, bro. I'm not lying. People are all fucking talking within earshot of me. And they're talking about stuff that relates to my life. And this is because the system knows what I'm thinking through technology. The system can hear what I'm thinking, my thoughts. They know what I'm going to say or what I'm thinking. And they got people wired with technology to respond to me based on what I'm thinking. So it always cuts me out of conversation and leaves me nothing to say. Or leaves me unsociable. I don't know why they do this to me. I was never trying to be someone extra special or trying to outshine anybody. They've just been picking on me, bro. People are pulling faces like happy faces, sad faces. They're using their hands to talk a lot. You know, they're trying to get me empathetic or sympathetic to their... They're trying to emotionally confuse me. Because people have got smiles on their faces showing their teeth. You know, which makes you feel happy and it makes people look happy. And then some people are like this. They're talking and they've got fucking real frowns on their faces and they worry. So what they do in my life is they're feeding me contradiction with everything. Yin, yang, black, white, up, down, left, right. Everything's a contradiction to me and how I feel in my life. Because they've been watching me for 6 years. So they're playing on my emotions. They're trying to emotionally confuse me and disconnect me from society. So everyone I look at, or I can hear, they come within earshot. And they're talking about my private business. They're talking about things that relate to me in my life. Because the system's been watching me for the 6 years. So they've got people to talk about subjects that relate to my life. And when I look at these people now, some are happy, some are sad. So they're all trying to emotionally confuse me, you see. Because I'm a sensitive kind of person and I'm an empathetic person I used to be before I found all this out. So they're trying to affect me emotionally, trying to confuse me. It's very psychological. This is the mental health system, bro. They're messing with my yin and the yang. They're messing with my balance. They're messing with my character, my nature, who I am, my demeanor, everything about me. The way I walk, the way I talk, the way I look. Yeah, bro, it's all focused on me 24/7. I shouldn't be here right now. I told you in the last video where I should be. People are acting like they're disgusted with me. They're all walking around pulling faces. When I walk past, they're like this. And women, they walk past looking at me disgusted, like I said something to them, or like I'm thinking deviant thoughts about them. It makes me feel shit, bro. I've been walking around like this for years. People have been doing it to me. They stigmatize me like I'm a bad person. They make me feel like I'm a bad guy, you know. And one time in Woolworths, a lady walked in my way. I've got a walking stick. And I'm walking with my walking stick. A lady walked across my way. And Byron says to me, I must watch out. Hey, watch out, ik say. He made me fucking nar, ik say. I said to him, how, ik say? This lady is an employee of Woolworths. For a start, I'm the customer. I've got a walking stick and I've got a disability. And she's just going to cut in front of me and not give me right of way. And she's a Woolworths employee. And you going to fucking tell me to watch out. Al, I need more respect, or I need more support from my brother, eh? This was tuning me to watch out. Hey, you fucking pissed me off, eh? This auntie must watch out, man. I've got a walking stick there and a sore hip. She's supposed to wait till I walk past. This was picking on me, eh? We went to Carousel one time, and this fucking, I got a walking stick and all that, and this fucking old behind me pushes a trolley into my leg, eh? Hey, I turned around, I wanted to fucking give this hour. My brother stood there quietly, said nothing. Everyone's treating me like I'm the one with the problem, like I'm doing something wrong. But everyone's picking on me. You see, they're trying to make me feel like I'm the bad guy. Hell, and I haven't even done anything wrong. Hey, you made me nar like that, man. You're supposed to stick up for me and support me. Oh, this auntie walked past me with a fucking... I've got a walking stick and I've just had a hip operation, my brother. You're supposed to tune the auntie. Hey, man, what kind with you? Watch out. I just had a hip operation for a hip that I didn't need to lose.